my first Facebook Live with you all, or on YouTube as well, in my kitchen in Austin, Texas. I've recently moved here, and I've been missing you guys. So we're back on our regular Wednesday show, Simple Meals. That's what we're all about here. We are about helping you adjust your lifestyle in a way that is going to last. Okay. I mean, we're already into what's January 11th. How many people have you got your new year, new you goals? Like, write goals in the chat box if you've established some goals. And I'd like to know what they are. But oftentimes they don't last. Okay. I mean, how many times have you set a new year goal and it didn't last over the past 20 years, right? It didn't stick, didn't get you where you want to be. We got to change that. And that's what we do at Mastering Diabetes. So simple meals is a key part of this whole process. All right. You got to have meals that you can easily make. You can get the ingredients easily, and it doesn't take you a lot of time, and you enjoy them. They have to taste good, right? So I'm going to make you a really simple salad today, something that I eat all the time. But also, I want to tell you guys about our weekly meal plan. Some of you may not know that we have created a weekly meal plan that we send to you every single Thursday. Every Thursday, you get a meal plan sent to your inbox. It has a shopping list and the recipes planned for the week. And we planned which ones are you going to have leftovers for? Because it doesn't make sense to make 21 fresh new meals. Like, you're not going to do that, right? You got to have leftovers. And you also are going to repeat some recipes. So we have done the work for you to decide which meals are going to be repeated, which makes your grocery shopping easier, okay? You got to sort of consolidate the foods you're buying, the ingredients you're buying, so it doesn't feel like you're coming home with 1,000 different things in your shopping cart. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So we did all the hard work. We did all the planning. All you have to do is go to the store and buy the ingredients. I'm telling you, I'm not even going to take the leap of saying you have to go make the things, because the hardest part is getting the ingredients. Once you bought the meal plan, you got the ingredients, you've invested that money, you invested that time, you're going to make those dishes. There's no question. You're not just going to let that food go to waste at that point. So that's the first step. All right. And this is the meal plan page. And we do have a bunch of bonuses. Okay. There's a ton of bonuses that you can get from signing up for the weekly meal plan. They're pretty cool bonuses too. All right. So those include our masterclass about savory dressings. Then we have another masterclass about basically special sauces, okay, using fruit. We have a masterclass about cooking without oil. That's huge, really important topic. It could take me forever to go through all the bonuses. You have to go on the page and you can see all the bonuses. But I'm now going to make this super simple salad, and then I'm going to answer more questions, and we'll talk about the weekly meal plan. This page, I mean, I'm glad we're looking at this page. It's beautiful and gets me excited. We put in so much effort into creating the weekly meal plan. Like, it basically puts convenience in your life. Like, if you're looking for more convenience, this is it. Okay. So if you're on YouTube and you're watching this, you just go to if you're on YouTube, I don't know how we're going to get to you, but I think we'll comment. If you comment meal plan on YouTube, we can get back to you with a link, so then you can go and get this deal. All right. So with that said, I'm going to start making this meal. So papaya, it's going to be a salad with 3 ingredients. All right. This is how simple it's going to be. Okay. That's it. Blueberries, papaya, and arugula. That's going to be my salad today. And this papaya has a little bit of bounce. I don't know if you can see that. You see that squish? I don't know if you can see it, but your papaya, it cannot be rock hard. If your papaya is rock hard, this is not going to be a delicious meal. You're going to cut it open, and it's going to have a very white color. It's not going to be deep orange, and it's not going to be that flavorful. It'll also be a little firm. When you consume papaya, it should really just melt in your mouth. Like, there really should be basically no chewing. All right. It should be just really ripe, juicy, delicious, not crunchy, not white, not firm. Okay. So I'm going to use one of my Christmas gifts here. This is a fancy ceramic knife, which I'm having a lot of fun with. So, I got lots of new things in this new Austin home. So I'm going to move this down so you can see. Okay, perfect. All right. So we're going to cut this papaya in half. If you don't know how to cut papaya, you're going to learn today. See, that's a great color. That's beautiful color. Okay, now I am also very passionate about enjoying the inner layer that's under the seeds. So I'm going to take these seeds out, okay? And I'm going to do it with my hand, not with a spoon. I'm going to do it very gracefully. Okay, I'm just doing it very soft. I'm not going to be losing any of the papaya. It's just the seeds. And there's this little film in there that's in the center. And I think the film is one of the best parts of the papaya. And most people, they end up wasting it because they just take a spoon and they just start scooping it all out. And there's a bunch of papaya that comes with it. It's very sad when I see that happening. So we're just gracefully pushing out the seeds. And sometimes you'll see some like white ones in there. You just scrape those out too. If you eat them, it's not that big of a deal. The seeds have like a little bit of a peppery flavor. So there we go. That's half of the papaya. And then we're going to do the same thing with the next one. Okay. So again, you're just gently, I'm saving that film. Film is spectacular. And, we all spend our hard-earned money on the foods that we're eating, and I don't want to waste any of it. I don't waste anything. I'm sure you guys have seen that on this show. So let me get a towel here. All right, so we have the papaya de-seeded. Now we're going to cut off this end right here so it can stand up, and then I'm going to start cutting it, okay? So we're going to cut this end off. And I'm not even going to waste any of that either. I'll show you how I'm going to save that. But there we go. Now we're going to go like this. And we're just going to start cutting just like this, all right? And I try, again, go as close to the skin as possible, basically, right? So we're not getting too much papaya wasted by having too much on here. Now, there's a way to scrape all that off if you really don't want to waste anything, which I've done that before. It works. So, but we're gonna just cut them into chunks today. Keep it super simple. All right. So we're working through this. Yep, that it fell a little bit. That's okay. You really want that stable bottom, which it is stable. I'm just not holding it tight enough. So there we go. Okay. So we have our papaya, and I'll just take this and put it in the compost bin. All right. Okay. So then we have this, and you can cut this a million different ways, right? You can go sideways. I'm just going to do basic cubes, right? There we go. Boom. I'm not a chef, guys. I haven't learned any special cutting techniques or anything like that. You don't need to, all right? It's just not necessary to eat great meals, okay? So now we're going to cut these into little pieces. All right. There we go. Boom. Okay. Now I've got all this. Look at the color on that, guys. I hope that's coming through properly. I mean, that's beautiful. And I just love papaya. All right. Now, one thing I forgot to do that I should have done is I should just put the arugula in the bowl. So I use a food scale. I measure what I'm eating. And this is a great thing to do, especially if you're just getting started. Okay. Because you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot by logging your food. It's going to be so insightful for a million different reasons, but for first and foremost, to make sure you're not consuming too much dietary fat. So the key component here to optimizing your insulin sensitivity is to reduce your total fat intake. And most people don't know how many grams of fat they're eating per day, and that's okay. But we're here to help you learn that, okay? So I have a food scale. You could use a measuring cup. Either one works. In this case, we're just gonna take arugula and just throw it in the bowl. Just throw it in there. Maybe I should have used a glass bowl, then you could see things better. But that's okay. Just throw it in here. Okay, so 84 grams. I'm gonna go to my phone, use chronometer, and add. This is gonna be a lunch meal. Let's type in arugula. So I don't have my phone plugged in. but it's super easy, guys. You just go here, 84, add. Okay, got my arugula. Now I can start adding the papaya. So I'm gonna hit tear 0, and I'm gonna start placing the papaya in this bowl. Okay. So if you want to make things look super fancy for photos, this part like looks better than this part, right? So you just put that part on top. You could place it very diligently and have extra special photos, impress your family members, your Instagram followers, right? But it's really not that important. So what's most important is that you enjoy the meal and that you are eating meals that are satisfying. That's essential. All right. Now, I want to know in the chat box how many people love papaya. You put an L because you love papaya, or don't put anything. You know, it's one of those things where, like, if you don't have something positive to say, maybe don't say it. So I just want to see a bunch of L's. You know what I'm saying? Who loves papaya? All right, so that's 520 grams. I'm going to add this. And what you're going to see here is this pretty big bowl is not going to have that many calories. Okay? It's got a lot of food, and not very many calories. You literally, with our weekly meal plan, you're going to eat more and weigh less. You're going to eat more food than you've ever eaten when it comes to volume, and weight's going to come off. Blood glucose is going to come down. Energy is going to go up. Your skin's going to get more clear. All right. You're going to feel amazing without deprivation. Right. So most people that in the beginning, they're like, wow, like that meal plan, that provided me like 4 servings, and it was said it only did 2. And that's because you have to go through a learning curve of eating more volume. All right. There's so much water and fiber in these meals in our meal plan that you have to adjust. And it's okay, because it's not going to happen overnight, right? And that's why we walk you through this process. You take it one step at a time. And we've really designed the meal plan so when you sign up for week 1, like week 1 has been thought out very intelligently in what's the best way to get started, okay? Especially if you're coming in with a high level of insulin resistance, we've thought through, what are you going to do? Okay. How are we going to optimize that? And that's just on default. Now, the weekly meal plan also comes along with a video every single week, a video describing the plan, the thought process behind it, and some of the key ingredients that maybe you've never had before. Because we're going to teach you how to have different foods, how to select different foods. So there's a video in the meal plan that teaches you how to select the best papaya. Okay, and as soon as you go through it, like week by week, we're going to introduce you to new ingredients. Okay, so that's the fun part here. And so you're going to expand your palate. You're going to expand your experience with different fruits. And a lot of people think this diet is like boring or restrictive. It's absolutely not the case. Could not be further from the truth. Okay. So we got our papaya all placed in this bowl. Let's look at the final number. The final number is 1,120. Papaya, 1120. Okay. The other thing about the meal plan is that every single recipe is listed with objective ingredients. If you're a person living with diabetes, if you're living with insulin-dependent diabetes, you need to know how many grams of carbohydrate you're consuming. You need to know how much fat you're consuming. So if you follow the recipes exactly as it is listed, you're going to be confident in the nutrition information that's provided at the bottom of the recipe. Okay? So if it just said 1 banana, your banana might be huge. Your banana might be small. If it just said 1 mango, mangoes vary in size. What if it just said 1 papaya? This papaya here was pretty large. There could be a papaya about half that size. And you'd be confused. Am I having enough? Like, we took the planning out we did the planning for you. So we took out the hard work and we made it super easy. That is the beauty of the Mastering Diabetes Weekly Meal Plan. You get a new meal plan every week for an entire year for $149. I mean, the price is incredible. Like, we really wanted to make this affordable. And it's really the best meal plan. I stand by this with full confidence. There is no year-long meal plan in the entire planet that is better at optimizing your insulin sensitivity than this meal plan. Like, this is the best $149 you could ever spend. It is unreal. Like, this is the crux of it, right? Like, we all know this. There's a lot of challenges behind. Of course, we get it. That's why we help with our coaching program. But like, this is the crux of it. If you follow the meal plan, you will get the results. Period. End of story. There's no question. I see a comment. Somebody says, watching from Belize. Well, I can tell you what, you get great produce in Belize, but just know that for no matter where you live in the world, we made it so the meal plan has ingredients that you can find everywhere. Like, there's no challenging. You ever get a recipe? You're like, oh, it asks for this spice and this ingredient. It's like, I have to go to every store in town to try and find that, and they don't even have it. So that's not what this is. A practical, down-to-earth, affordable ingredients you can absolutely get worldwide, any grocery store, and they taste amazing. And we've mastered the spices for you as well. So the recipes that call for certain spices, certain additions, it's going to be amazing, right? So the flavoring is huge. And we got that for you. All right. So I'm going to hit tear 0 on the scale. And now these blueberries, super simple. I'm just going to go give these a little rinse in the sink. But these look great. I mean, look at those. Those are some perfect blueberries. Okay, I got these at H-E-B here in Austin, Texas. All right. And it's fun to see how this were organic. This is just like the regular grocery store in this town, and they have lots of organic options. When I add blueberries to a salad, I'm a big fan of taking the time to add them one by one. I really am, because one bad blueberry is just a disappointment. So that nobody needs to have. So I add them one by one. I make sure I'm not adding any bad blueberries. If when you pick it up, it's so squishy, then it went bad, right? It wasn't good. So like, this one's too squishy. I might eat that one alone, but I'm not going to put it in the salad. This one's a little squishy too. I like them to be pretty, pretty like firm, plump, good blueberries. And that's what majority of these are. But I'm taking out the ones that I don't just completely love. And I'll decide what to do with them later, and they're not going to ruin my salad. Sometimes you want to pull out the little thing right there. Just pull that off. Okay. That happens. I mean, you really got to think about it. I mean, how grateful should we be the fact that some human being like went and picked all these berries for us? Or maybe it was a machine these days. I'm not sure. But like, somehow these little spectacular gems made their way from the farm to us. It's really something to be grateful for. I hope you sit down and you have a lot of gratitude at every meal for what we have. I mean, we live in a time. If you want to become your most insulin sensitive self, your most fit self, achieve your ideal body weight, clear your skin, like feel super energetic, like 2023 is the best time to possibly live. I mean, the amount of ingredients and that we can have access to from like year round, we are so blessed in the majority of these first world countries. So that's the final product. Let me just throw a couple of leaves on top to show the world that there's some arugula in here, right? The arugula's been buried, but there you go, right? That's the dish. That's the meal. It's literally that simple, and it's going to be fantastic. I will eat that with a fork and enjoy it. No stress, no dressing is necessary. It's really just a super simple meal. Okay, good fruit, some greens. And because this fruit is so ripe, as I mix it together, maybe take a knife in there and mix it up, the papaya is going to like make the greens, absorb a little bit of moisture, and the whole thing's just going to be fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to answer a few questions, and then we'll talk about the meal plan. And what I also want you to do is, before we go today, everybody watching, I want you to write in the chat box what type of recipe you would like to see on this show. All right, let me know in the chat box. What, like, maybe you're like, what's your favorite recipe that you haven't been able to replace yet? What's that one thing that's like still calling your name? You know it's not good for you. When you have it, it doesn't really make you feel good. You want an alternative, okay? Like maybe that's some chili recipe that you're just like, it just keeps calling my name. It's a family tradition. I just can't stop having it. I don't have a good plant-based chili yet. Maybe it's some salads, or maybe there's a certain dressing you're struggling with. Okay, so we're going to take note of this, and we're going to pay attention, and we're going to see what we can do for future recipes. I see stir fry. I see potato. Are your meals going to change since you now live in Texas? Fresh fruit and veg is probably more expensive. Okay, Allison. So far, my experience has been that the fresh fruits and vegetables are not more expensive here. And I am going to change pretty much nothing. So I'm still eating lots of papaya. The fresh mangoes haven't been that good, so I've purchased a lot of frozen mangoes, and I sort of just thaw them. So I've been doing that. I get amazing greens here. I get bananas here. I get bell peppers. I've been getting persimmons. Actually got a mamey at HEB recently, and that's ripening. So I do have some stuff shipped into me. I have some cantaloupes ripening. I have some persimmons actually being shipped from California. I bought dates, had those shipped from California. So I'm feeling good. Why did I move to Texas? One, I will talk about that one day, but now's not the time. But I'm happy to be here, put it that way. I love papaya. I don't think I could eat an entire one, though, in a meal. Okay. I'm glad you love papaya. And again, just through the weekly meal plan as a learning experience, you're going to be surprised at how your volume might increase. So maybe you're already doing this diet. Maybe you're used to eating, more calorie dense green light foods. That's cool. But the bottom line is you don't have to eat a full papaya, right? You could split this up. This could be 2 meals for you. But what I do want to deliver as a message that you can eat generally as much as you'd like. It's very, very difficult to overeat on something like papaya, which is great because you don't have to limit your papaya consumption in order to lose weight. That's great. Isn't the taste of arugula too bitter to eat it without some kind of dressing? Personally, no, not for me. If it is for you, that's okay. Add a dressing, right? You can modify these recipes any way you see fit. But I eat arugula just straight from the container, straight from the farm. What do you suggest as a sub for the blueberries if there's an allergen? Raspberries would be a great alternative here. So would strawberries, so would blackberries. So if you not go with blueberries, that's okay. Any berry is good for this one. All right. I've wanted lasagna and raviolis lately. Would love some satisfying. Okay, great note. I think I saw lasagna as another comment. I saw Chinese as a comment. Really good stuff here. So keep these comments coming. We're going to pay attention to all of them and get those recipes on this show because we have amazing coaches who will be joining us as well, and I can pass along this information. A savory dressing for a salad, fantastic. I haven't seen papaya in Reno. Okay, if you're looking for a store, I don't know much about Reno, but if you're looking for an Asian market, so I assume that's Reno, Nevada, right? To type in Asian market in Reno, Nevada. Let's see. All right, so there's a place called 168 Asian Mart. There's a place called International Market. It's on 225 Gentry Way. I have a good feeling about this one. I'm on Google. I'm clicking into the pictures. There's 21 photos. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if sometimes on Google, you can see photos inside. No, that one didn't help us. But 99 Ranch could be a good one. I've seen that out west. But just Google Asian market or Mexican market. All right. Is there a papaya season? I find that papayas are basically available year round. These come imported from Mexico, right? So you can get papaya pretty much year round. All right. You need a good plant-based meatless meatball recipe. Okay, very good. Meatless meatball recipe. Pomegranate seeds maybe would be a yes, fantastic. Pomegranate, papaya, arugula, great salad. Great salad. I see somebody wants a veggie burger. Okay, these are great suggestions. This is going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun on simple meals, and some of these recipes are definitely going to be coming. Now, there's definitely a good number of these are already in the weekly meal plan, so that's great. So we'll look for some of those. But if you don't want to wait, just get the meal plan, right? Get the meal plan and really get started. There's no need to wait. But also the bonuses are super helpful, and you'll get those immediately. So it's a great benefit, and you can save a lot of money. So this has been fun. I'm glad to be back. I think I'm just going to tell you guys right now what we're going to do. On the 18th, I'll definitely be here. So I'll be here next week. 18th, same time, same place. We're going to have some fun, simple meals. It's great to see you all. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the weekly meal plan. Get started. Don't waste any time. And I'll catch you next week.